Hey family, welcome back to my channel, and if you are new, you are most definitely welcome. It has been over a week. Last week I didn't post, so it feels like such a minute, but we are growing. We are 250 strong. What? Oh my goodness. Like, I feel like I've just hit the lottery jackpot. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart to everyone that has subscribed, everyone that has recommended my channel to their people. I've had the most wholesome comments on my channel, and you know what? I love it that you're here. And if you are new, I hope you're here to stay. My name is Anna Mahali, and today, when last did we talk banking on this channel? So I think in July, it would be the right thing to do to just focus our that, or rather redirect our focus to banking for the month. We can never outgrow personal finance, but we also talk banking. So in today's video, we are talking about global accounts. So once again, welcome back to my channel. This is the corner where we talk optimizing your daily banking and also building healthy personal finances. Now, I don't want to be all over the place now, but I don't have like notes prepared for this. But it's one of the products that I truly love from my bank, FNB. Now, if you knew, but even if you know, you've been riding with me, I haven't said this in a long time, that I bank with FNB as well as Capitec. So those will always be my references or case studies whenever I talk about banking products. Okay, now I'm talking about the global account from FNB. And I know if you're a Capitec bank account holder, that their card, is it their card or their account, is called the Global One, right? I'm not talking about that. Now, there's a product from FNB. It's called a global account. And what it is basically a currency account that you can have in South Africa, but you can, if you save in it, you're saving in that specific currency, right? So there are 9 currencies in total that you can get specifically on the global account, right? There is something called a cash multi-passport. So I'm not talking about that. I'm talking specifically about global accounts. There are 9 currencies that you can have in that, but only 3 of them have cards linked to those accounts, right? And those are the US account, the Euro account, as well as the GBP, right? And the others, like your Canadian dollar, your Indian rupee, and you know, the other 7. No. It would be the other 6, not 7. The other 6 don't have specific cards linked to them, but you can still have those accounts. Okay, you can have them. And whenever you're traveling to a certain place, just bank in that currency so that when you're traveling there, you can link it to, if it doesn't have a card like the 3 big currencies that I mentioned, then you can always link it to something like a multi-currency cash passport card. Now that is something entirely different that I can cover in another video if really there is a request for it. So simply put, a global account is you saving in foreign currency, right? And if you are planning a trip overseas, let me tell you something. There is no need for you to take your personal cards, your check card, your Fusion card or credit card, and, you know, expose them to, you know, scams or card skimming and things like that while you're traveling. You can simply use a global account. Now, here are the things that I love, the features that I love about the global account, right? Once you have the account open, you can see it on your app. For you to transact or transfer funds between your accounts, it can only be done between your check account and a global account. What this simply means is that if you do have a credit card, you can transact straight from a credit card into a global account and vice versa. So you would have to have a check account. It doesn't matter which segment, as long as it's a excuse me, a check or transactional account that you can transfer those funds from into the global card. And whenever you're back in South Africa, you can then transfer those funds back into your check account. And you know what? I have one. I haven't traveled yet, so sometimes when I'm running out of funds here and there, I just recently took $18 from my dollar account. So even if maybe you need funds and you see that you do have some saved in your currency, you can always uh, transfer it back to your check account, right? One of the features is that a global account, especially the three big currencies that I mentioned, because they have a card. Whenever you're traveling abroad, you can access international lounges for free. You have 10 annual visits linked to their card, to the specific card. So if you are traveling, doesn't matter where you're going. It's not like if you're not going to the USA, then you would need like a dollar global card to go into that international lounge of your choice. No, as long as you have a global account with a linked card, which you would have present to present at the international lounge, then you can have access to that. It's standard. The visits, you have 10 visits, and as a card holder, you can use 2 visits for yourself and someone additional, whether it's your spouse or whatever partner, mother, whoever you're with, right? You can use that your 2 visits for the two of you. But should you have like a third person coming along, you can't use like your third free visit out of the 10 that you have. You'd have to pay for that from the third head moving forward. So if you have more than 2 people, you can only use 2 visits for yourself and the other person, and other people you'd have to pay for. So that's another side of it. The second thing that I love about this account is what I've already mentioned. You don't need to take or you can take your check or credit card with you, just for backup purposes. But whenever you're traveling overseas, there's literally no need to expose your card, even though we can never be safe. We know how it is as you travel. So when you have a global account, because in your global account, you will move funds that you only need to use for the trip, right? Unlike when you have a credit card, with a big limit, that entire limit is exposed as you travel and use your card wherever you go. Now, in even your check or transactional account, right? Whatever it might be, even though you don't have like a limit on it, but you might have your salary, you might have a big balance in your account, so you don't have to have that exposed. You would only move funds from your check account into the global that you would need for the trip. And obviously, because you don't know how if that might be sufficient or not, even when you're still overseas and you see that you need more funds, you can still transfer from your check into your global account. So you don't necessarily expose your finances and your cards to the skimming and the scamming that is happening. Another thing that I love is that because the money is already in the foreign currency. So let's say you have a dollar account and you are in the USA. Whenever you swipe your card at any store, at any merchant while in the USA, there is no conversion fee. Unlike when you're using your check or credit account overseas, you will have the transaction that is happening. Maybe you're buying a burger, and on top of the transaction, you will have a conversion fee for that transaction. Because remember, and there has to be a process where, let's say you have your check or credit card, right? It's a South African card. We work in the currency of rand. So when you're in the USA and you're buying something, it means that firstly, the transaction would go through. Then secondly, the banks have to work to convert the currency from rand to dollar. And therefore, that's why you incur a conversion fee. So when you have your global card, you've already saved in that currency. And whenever you swipe, there is no conversion fee charged on that. How wonderful is that? And when it comes to ATM withdrawals, standard, ATM fees apply, and there might be a limit. Whenever you need more than what the ATM requires, you can always walk into a Visa branch for a large amount of money that you would like to withdraw. So yeah, that is mainly it. And another thing about the lounges, right, is that there's over 1,000 international lounges outside of South Africa that you can access for free when you have your global card. Remember, it's not just the account that you must have for the lounge, it's also the card. So, which means that you would have to have a global USD or Euro or Pound account and a card ordered that you have physically with you to present in the lounge. And what is the best part about this? Global accounts are absolutely free. Okay? Absolutely free. The account does not have monthly charges. What charges are there is for actually the card, right? But it's also an annual fee. So for the US account, the annual fee is actually in the financial year of the bank. The new price for your global USD card is $25, and for the euro is $23, and for the pound it's actually, excuse me, for the euro is 23 euros, right? And for the pound is 20 pounds, right? Now you can always check on the website if there's any changes, any other specific details if you have questions, or you can even ask on the comments down below. But I just wanted to share this information because I think it's one of great products that people know little about, and you can literally take advantage of this when you're going on your MSC cruise as well, because I understand, I haven't been on one myself, but I understand that when you do go there, you have to purchase drinks and it's in dollars, right? You don't need to take your credit or check card. You can take a global card, right? And look at those annual fees if it's worth it for you. The account itself doesn't cost anything. So if you don't order the card, you can have the account for as long as possible without fees. But to maintain the benefits linked to the card, like the international lounges, then you would have that standard annual fee. Remember, it's annual, so you can do the conversion and also divide that into 12 and have an idea of really how much that card would be costing you per year. That is it from me. Let me know what you think, and do you think this is a valuable product? We can have just a wholesome conversation about this, and perhaps in my next video I'll cover the multi-currency cash passport cards, because it's not too far off from the global account. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you're keeping well with your family and warm in this cold front. Until my next video, God bless and keep well.